A black mom humiliated.
You don't have a warrant to come into my house.
She says CPS and police have been harassing her, even stormed her house while she was naked to take her daughter away. But it's why she's being targeted that has people outraged. I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. Brianna Baucom says that somebody called CPS on her over 20 times back in 2019. But why would somebody do that when she says that she and her adoptive daughter, Journey, were happy and basically inseparable?
It was very scary, traumatizing, upsetting.
This time,
It's not.
We're going to come in and do a search.
You don't have a warrant to come into my house.
I don't have to have a warrant, but I do need you to put that down, please. I need you to put that down.
That's police at the University of Texas at Arlington marching into Brianna Baucom's apartment where she lived as a grad student with her daughter, Journey. Journey was 3 years old at the time.
My daughter is not here. She hasn't been here at all.
Looking for the kid. Trust me.
Call CPS.
These CPS and police visits started back in April 2019. According to this affidavit, somebody sent CPS several messages, one even claiming that Baucom had gone live on Facebook showing Journey's lifeless body. Another one saying that Miss Baucom was threatening to shoot herself in the head after killing Journey. And the most egregious, somebody reported seeing Journey on video looking dirty with food on her face and was put in a 400-degree oven.
Are those videos out there?
No, there were never any Facebook videos. There were never any type me being on Facebook with my daughter dead, blue, foam out of her mouth. She was never left in a car. All those things were false.
Investigators later said no Facebook Live videos had been located or sent in, dispelling these claims. Baucom says that police informed her it was her neighbor and a classmate filing these fake reports.
They realized that she was the one making these calls, and they confronted her, as well as told me, because it was serious. It was like, you're wasting resources. People are coming into my home at 3 o'clock in the morning, and she's literally saying my daughter is dead, airlifted, and just egregious things.
Baucom says CPS knew these reports weren't true, but it didn't stop their investigation. They began a deep dive into Journey's well-being when the case was transferred from Dallas to neighboring Tarrant County, suddenly documenting marks on her eyes, scratches on Journey's back. And at one point, CPS caseworker said that Journey was observed having a Band-Aid over her cheek and admitted to physical abuse by her mother. In court, Brianna Baucom says that CPS caseworker submitted this photo of a large bruise on Journey's face. She says it was doctored from the top picture to make it seem like Journey was in an abusive household.
They picked my daughter up from daycare, and they claimed that my daughter said I whooped her for peeing on herself. This is what they told me. They also said that she had a mark on her cheek, but they said, well, because there's new bruising, because she made this outcry, we don't want her to come home. So they got a court order to remove.
Baucom has denied all claims of abuse and says that it's been documented in court paperwork that Journey has had a history of behavioral issues where she frequently cries, screams, runs into things, and flings herself on the floor, which then causes the bruising over her body. But by August, Baucom was stripped of her parental rights, citing, quote, physical abuse that caused injuries to vital parts of Journey's body and her, quote, inability to protect Journey.
It's not okay for a system to be there that targets Black families to break up homes. It's not okay for that to happen. And it's not okay to stay silent about it either.
It's why family law attorney Sarah Ann Lishman took on this case and is filing an appeal.
The state is trying to step in and take away her constitutional right to be a mother. The person that I saw reflected in these transcripts and from that trial court proceeding was somebody who was really trying her best to do what she needed to do to get the return of her child. In that process, she got emotional and frustrated, right? All of a sudden, it's like, oh my God, she has impulse control issues. She's an angry woman. She's yelling, she's crying, she's upset. It's like, hey, hang on. You just took this woman's child away from her, and she's just trying to figure out logistics, but at the same time, Like, let her be human.
Baucom says there has been problems at Journey's foster home too. CPS called her and told her that Journey was being checked out by doctors for possible sexual abuse. We did listen to that recorded phone call. We're choosing not to show it to you just for Journey's safety, but I did reach out to CPS and the University of Texas at Arlington. They cannot comment on this case because a child is involved. We are told, though, an appeal hearing could happen as early as November 29th.